Qualifier. This year we had a lot of players for the youth group. And this year we have Donald, Harris, and Marco, who got 2 accounts. So, more players were participating in that team group, and they will play each other too. And as last year, David Nelson is still at the top. If you want to give him a big applause, you're nice. The second players, I think we also played myself as well, the fourth player, we also played the tennis player last weekend.
100, 100, 140.
And re-enter. That's
So, 161.
that's on here. I can't take away. Oh, I'm going to take it away.
161, yeah?
Little short. So now let's get down to any questions about the scoring. If you have a brain cramp, I don't know what the local term would be, and you're not sure about what the total is, you can go 60 plus 3. You don't know what that is. However, do not enter individual darts while the player's throwing. That would only be afterwards. But that's a nice little shortcut to help you get through if you have a mental break. Sometimes there's more pressure in front of the hockey than behind it. So we have that to bail on. So now we're going to get a little further down. Closer. There you go. Notice a flight has appeared. That means for Brooks that he can win this in 3 darts. If he does win it in 3 darts, you don't have to go 132, which will work. Get done. You can simply go tap, and it'll automatically score the 132 for you. That's the fastest way down. Now, I'm not going to do that right now, just to keep demonstrating what happens here. Notice now it's 2 plays. So Brooks can win this on the 2nd dart or the 3rd dart. Just to demonstrate, if you don't do the shortcut, then you have to record the score, 3rd, 7th, enter, confirm, and then it's going to ask you which dart it is. So it's
Just send it 12 dart.
you can avoid by just saying no, it was 3rd dart. Now I'm going to go back, all the way back to the game, load back the game. And let's just say in this case that
Too much information.
okay. So now we're on 30. If all 3 darts go off the board, so there's no score, you would simply enter
hello and welcome to Gothenburg. Well, we have hello and welcome to Gothenburg. We have darting action aplenty, and my microphone is finally working, which is always exciting stuff. My name is Robbie Dove. It really is my pleasure to be bringing you some action from the first weekend of the PDC Nordic and Baltic season of 2019. Still need to get used to saying 2019. Because obviously it's been 2018 for so long, it seems that way anyway. 1st of February, what does that mean? The first PDC premier event of the calendar, but more significantly right now, the first PDC event, full stop, I reckon. Well, I think, no, they've had Asian Tour, but we haven't had any of the Nordic and Baltic Tour as of yet. Well, the tournament we're watching at the moment, the winner of which will win themselves a ticket to Saarbrücken in Germany on the 26th of April, 26th, 27th and 28th, Euro Tour number 4. We have two fantastic players. Dennis Nilsson, we saw him last season. We've seen him a lot, one of Sweden's finest. He takes on Nikolai Rasmussen, who needs double top to nick the first leg. When I say nick the first leg, I rather mean win in fantastic style. Have a look at that. That's how it's done. It was a hold of throw, but it was a decent hold of throw all the same. Averaging a steady ton as well. And then a 140 by Dennis, not the worst case scenario either. I was having a look at Nikolai. Nikolai hails from Denmark. A lot of Danish people. There's 8 or 9 Danish people in the bracket. Well, in the ET4 qualifier for this one. ET5, we're going to have a few more. A couple more of the Icelanders are going to be taking part. You might ask, why are they not taking part in this one? Well, a couple of them has just arrived here. I think it's Halli and Vitor who have just arrived, so they will be taking part in ET5, which will occur straight after this. As I say, the winner of this wins a really money cannot buy prize. The chance to play on the European stage in Germany, which is rather quite something. Nikolai, a young man, he played in the Youth World Championship, got to the last 96 group, but it's played in many, many of the development tour events in 2018. Many. Won a couple of £100 from it as well. So we may well be seeing, you know, some of the next premier talent to grace the stage. And this is a good way about going about it. 177 when you got 287 remaining. This 66 has pressure. Treble 10, double 18, 20 double 18, or 16 double top. And he's just south. And I reckon he's got as good a chance as ever. Well, did have a chance ever. 103 isn't going to go with 2 darts. But Rasmussen at the moment has shown why he's worthy on the development tour. Has shown why he's worthy in the Nordic and Baltic tour. But double 10, Dennis Nilsson doesn't miss much. And Denmark won, Sweden won. 19 participants in our ET4 qualifier today. 13 of which have received a bye into the second round. These 2 are included. We're on board number 8, which is our streaming board of the day. There's 2 treble 20s there for Dennis. Puts him in a decent way of starting the leg. Looking to break. If you would like to follow what's going on around the boards, it's Dart Connect TV. Click on the PDC link, and you've got your own options of seeing how our other games are panning out. I've got the bracket open at the moment. And I can see that Nicholas Olsson and Matthias Fredriksson, Matthias, by the way, responsible for our streaming, they will be playing in round 2 on this streaming board next. And then probably one of the semi-finals and the final as well. So lots of fun for everyone. Well, this tournament is brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation, more specifically PDC NB, the Nordic and Baltic branch, formerly known as the SDC, Scandinavian Darts Corporation. 2 treble 20s here for Dennis. Not going to be done. Now, if Nikolai is feeling confident, he may well start on the 18s here. He's hitting what he wants. Well, he's gone for the bullseye, which is a sensible route. I think that's the 2 he's hit. Oh, Nikolai needs 1 dart and 1 dart only. 94, starting with the 2. 92, treble 20, he's 32, double 16. Beautiful stuff. Only a hold, but you know, you need to hold if you're going to win games. All he needs to do is hold his throat to win this one. As to the best of my knowledge, we do not have last leg. Oh, sorry, we do not have a 2 clear. It's last leg decided. That's why throwing for the ball and winning the ball is so important. I've talked a little bit about Dennis, about Nikolai Rasmussen's background. I'll give you a little bit of information about Dennis Nilsson. Swedish, 42 years of age, known as the Iron Man, rather just Iron Man. He's played in the first 4 Challenge Tour, PDC Challenge Tour events of the year. He made the semi-final in Challenge Tour 2. Bucketed 500 quid. Don't mind if I do. He played at European Q School. He had a reasonable time, but not the best. His best result was the last 64. Before that, a few more Challenge Tours. Couple of Players' Championships as well. So he's been around. He's no stranger to the PDC. I'm just going to see how these folks finished in last year's Nordic and Baltic Order of Merit. As Nielsen requires 81 to level things up, holding once again. 66. Well, that was criminal. 16 would have left the ball. He's a very good player. He can't afford to do that. Was it him going for the treble? I don't think so. I think it was just a slip. They're just calculating what he has got. I make that 39. $128 will start on the 18s, and let's see what happens. Treble 20 leaves bullseye. Very, very capable, but not anymore. I thought for a second, oh my God, eating my words. He was going for the bullseye, which would have left him with tops. Double 16, he hit it first time of asking. Well, sorry, that's Rasmussen who hit it first time of asking last time. And yeah, that looks like it is in the double 8. And Dennis Nilsson holds his throw. Well, a poor first start, but a lovely recovery. Everything has 81. And it was 121, 2 treble 20s, so an even better recovery than what I initially thought, considering the first start. And he's not relenting. And if he can carry on this fantastic standard, averaging over 90, we may see big things from this man. Well, Rasmussen, I could just talk about the Pro Tours, because what we play 3 European Tour qualifiers and 2 Pro Tour events. He played 5 Pro Tour events last year. Only 400 points. Now, I'm not entirely sure how the point rankings work. I think it's sort of 50 for a first round defeat, and it goes up and up and up. He got 200, so he got nearer the semis in Pro Tour number 3 last year. But he was 25th on the Order of Merit out of 112, so not bad in the slightest. Dennis Nilsson came 11th with around 1,000 points. To give you an idea, Labanauskas, 4,850 points. He played all 10 of the Pro Tours. Well, that leaves him with 61. That would have left him with 50. He's done that again. This time I know why he's missed it, because he was going for the treble. Not the end of the world. 138 is a big ask, but you cannot give this man chances. He's confident he's on top of the world. But that's 2 darts at single he's missed. Effectively single. He was going for the treble with that one. 138 will not be done now. Treble 20. Not too much pressure on this 40. And I think this will be for a break. Double 5. And is that in? I think it is in. It has penetrated the green bit, and it was a break of throw. Not many mistakes made by Nikolai, but he finds himself a break down. And to ensure he doesn't have a breakdown, he'll need to break back. Well, this 85 needs to be punished. It needs 2 treble 20s. Not quite find the 2 treble 20s. So yes, Darius Labanauskas was the winner of our PDC Nordic and Baltic. They would have also played European Tour qualifiers. Now, I'm not entirely sure the ins and outs of who won the qualifiers, but I can tell you that in Iceland in October, over my birthday weekend, woohoo, Mados Razma, tour card, fantastic player, Lithuanian, he won ET1, that was in October. Kim Viljanen won ET number 2. Magnus Karis, Poker Face, he won the 3rd European Tour event. So this one is for European Tour number 4 in Saarbrücken. And then straight after this, we'll be playing to see who qualifies for Graz in Austria. And that's at the beginning of May. We have 2 Pro Tour events. I'll be able to commentate for one of those. That's on Saturday daytime. Saturday evening, European Tour number 6, Sindelfingen, Germany, 10th to the 12th of May. Well, as I say, the first 3 Euro Tour qualifiers won by 3 different players of 3 different nationalities. Razma of Lithuania, of Latvia, Kim Viljanen of Finland, Magnus Karis of Sweden. None of those 3, by the way, are playing today. Double 18. Double 18, 96. Beautiful way to hold his throw. Put daylight between the 2. And to go right close. Of ending the dreams of the young man who will not give up without a fight. And this certainly isn't going to be the end of him. First of all, we're going to see him be playing in 2 European Tour qualifiers as well as 2 Pro Tour events. So I'm sure he'd love to gain some experience, some exposure, but more significantly, some points on the Order of Merit. I would like to a couple of thanks. First of all, to Live Darts Iceland. Stream regular darts. They are the reason we are streaming most, if not all, of the PDC Nordic and Baltic events of 2019. So very, very grateful for that. Matty, he's the technician, if you like. He sorts out our streaming. Dean Moss is the one that pushed for streaming of all of our tournaments. Who's Dean Moss? He's a darts manager. He's based in Sweden. He looks after PDC Sweden, bits of the Nordic and Baltic as well. Anything that man doesn't know isn't worth knowing. Plenty of darts here for Dennis Nilsson. 161 doesn't have to go. Just as well it doesn't, because it certainly won't. As I say, if you want to look around the boards, dartconnect.tv. Sorry, it's not dartconnect. I just type into Google dartconnect TV. 16 would leave tops. 20 would leave 36. And 36 it is. 5-2, just one away. And the thing is, Nikolai has played well, averaging 86. He was averaging over 90, but Nilsson has taken that. He's averaging 91 himself now. Finds himself just one away with the throw as well. Aje Bjornsson of Iceland. He is 5-2 up against Andreas Harrison. That's in the preliminary rounds. As I say, most people have a bye. We have 3 rounds, 3 games in the prelim round. Nice to see an Icelander progress to round number 2. Only 2 Icelanders in it. For ET number 4, ET5 will have 4 Icelanders. Matthias, Aje, Vitor, and Halli for Hallgrímur. Well, we had our, not a PDC event, but it was the Live Darts Iceland Premier League. It was fantastic, and I do strongly recommend if you're new to our channel, just as Dennis hits 2, and make that 3. Beautiful stuff there. 81 for the match. I strongly recommend going on Facebook, going on YouTube, having a look at some of the action from our Premier League. Halli, who will be we're playing in the next event here, won every single week as double 18. It's required for game, shot, and the match double 18. Dennis Nilsson, and he's just got outside. He's barely missed a thing as Dennis. I was saying Halli won every single week in the league phase of Premier League. He was amazing, the best player, and he got pipped in the final. A bit like Michael van Gerwen nearly did a couple of years ago by Peter Wright, but anyway, he did manage to win it. But it was Vitor who was Premier League champion. Double 18 isn't missed, a third time of asking, and it is Dennis Nilsson who is through to round number 3. Well, he has beaten Rasmussen, Nikolai Rasmussen, but don't let the 6-2 scoreline fool you. There is fantastic talent in the Dane. I'm sure we'll be seeing more of this man. On another board, Andreas Harrison, double 4 he needs to make 5-2, 5-3. He's hit double 4. First start of asking as well. It is game on. That was only a hold of throw. So it's Aje Bjornsson who will be throwing for this match. He leads 5-3. Niels Heinso is 5-1 up against Jesper Skovjard. Well, Niels Heinso has just won that game. Bad timing. The throw at the winning dart just went in, as I was saying that. And Jonas Fredriksson, Swedish, is 4-2 up against Mindaugas Baruskas. 2 results. Dennis Nilsson through, Niels Heinso through as well. Dennis Nilsson averaging 39, nearly nuts 39. That would have been good. 93.9, nearly 94. Nikolai Rasmussen will be back for the next Euro Tour qualifier, which will be taking place straight after this one. 82.6, his average. Well, up next, Matthias Fredriksson, the man throwing now in the black shirt. Lovely, lovely action. I think his football career, he's a footballer for Iceland. He's hinted that his football career may be ending relatively soon. He is a professional footballer for the Premier League of Iceland, the Pepsi League. He takes on Niklas Olsson. Nicholas Olsen. Haven't got much information about him. I'll see if I can find anything. I know it is the man that is throwing here, Nicholas Olsen. He is Swedish and he's got a couple of results on record. 2018. So he was in the BDO World Championship qualifiers. That would have been for the 2019 edition. And he played in the WDF World Masters as well. So he's no stranger to the sport of darts either. Knows what he's doing. I'm sure we're in for a decent game. Matthias, one of just 2 Icelanders in this ranking. Sorry, this qualification event. And I've been reliably informed that Nicholas is a very good player. He played my good friend Christopher, who is a darting aficionado. He plays a bit, he referees a lot. Apparently he won 3-2 with a 140 checkout. So that's not bad going. Here Bjornsson, still 5-3. And needs double 9 after a few bust scores to go into round 2. And he's missed it. He's now on double 4. Harrison double top to make it 5-4 and to be throwing to make it 5-all. You can follow. And he's hit double top with his first dart. Harrison is now throwing to level things up and to put pressure on the Icelander. So I'll be keeping my eye on that one. Dart Connect TV if you'd like to as well. Harrison open with a ton, Bjornsson open with a ton 40. Both averaging mid-70s. And here we go, Matthias Fredriksson. The Eagle, his middle name, or I think he's Matthias Örn Fredriksson. Now, if there are any Icelanders that are listening to this, or anyone from that sort of neck of the woods, the Nordic or Baltic regions that would know, I asked Matty, how do you pronounce your middle name? And he said, Örn. As an English person, how would I pronounce it? Is there an English transliteration? It means the eagle, or eagle, which is what Matty's nickname is. I mean, I've got no issue calling him Matthias Örn Fredriksson. Would I call him Orn? Or would I just not say it? I don't really know. But what I do know is that Matty opened with a 63. Or rather, Matty's averaging 63 for this leg. And he's in the treble 20. Looking on the other board, Aya Bjornsson leaves himself 79. Harrison is on 132 with the darts. A couple of bullseye to the double 16 would be his intended target. And he hits 54 to leave 78. So 78 plays 79. Bjornsson might get a shot at the bullseye. And he's got it with 2 darts. Probably treble 19, double 11. Aya Bjornsson does Iceland proud. And sorry, it wouldn't have been bullseye. It would have been tops. My mistake. 89 could have left him with bullseye. Aya Bjornsson does himself proud. Does the whole of Iceland proud. He's through to round number 2. And we're playing against, I'll tell you exactly who he's going to be playing against. Roland Lengren or Ivan Springborg. Both of which impressive players. Well, Matty leaves the big fish. Cannot take out the big fish. So, Niklas 20 will leave him on tops. And 20 does leave him on tops, and there are no draws for that checkout. Break of throw, an early break of throw. And Nicholas Olsen takes the lead. All three results that are in. Aya Bjornsson has just won with an 80 average against Andreas Harrison. Dennis Nilsson we saw on the last game against Nikolai Rasmussen. Decent game, interesting game. Nikolai showed some real potential and has given me confidence that he will go on to do great things. Niels Heinso 6-1 against Jesper Skotgaard. Roland Lengren against Ivan Springborg. Warming up. Both of them played some interesting darts when we were in Iceland. They both did rather well on the events that we streamed. And Jonas Fredriksson, Mindaugas Baraskas are for all. And right here on board number 8, Matti and Nicholas. Well, Matti can put some pressure on this. 70 points between them. 140 will be very, very useful. Lots and lots of room in the bed. 180 will be exceptionally useful. Take the 140. Absolutely fine. And it really is advantage Matti now. Really want to be on a checkout after these three, even if it's 161. But would rather it was less. 140 followed by 100 against the throw. Really, really good stuff there from Matti. He'd be a little disappointed his first start was laying so nicely in the treble that he couldn't follow it. But, well, Nicholas hasn't left himself on a finish, which is exactly what Matti would have wanted. If he gets a treble here, I would suggest he stays there. I would guess he wouldn't stay there. It's all irrelevant now. Maybe that's a good thing. But, you know, when you're... It's a need to win leg and your opponent's way back. Sometimes laying up is a good thing. Anyway, he has left himself on a double. That double is double 12. And not a wink of pressure on that double 12. May have 6, may have 9 darts on it. Doesn't want to use them, will only want to use 1 or 2. Well, don't go inside. That's all you can ask. Oh, Matti, cardinal sin. A bust would have been better. I don't know if he was going for the 13 to bust it. But that double 3, 2 for double 2 is a more friendly way of going for it. That double 3 is horrible. Well, Nicholas not on a finish yet, so 2 for double 2. Unless he's feeling bold, in which case he'll go straight for it. And he's feeling bold, and why not? Why would you listen to that silly commentator? Double 3, first time of asking. And a very useful leg there from Matti. A couple of ton plus visits. Sees him 1-all. Break straight back. Matti didn't qualify for the playoffs at the Premier League. The Icelandic Premier League, might I add. He hasn't yet played in the PDC Premier League, but you never know. One day, maybe. Yes, he didn't. He played pretty well. I think he sort of won half the games that he played. Whereas Hallie, who will be playing in the next event, he won all of the league games. He won his semi-final, and the only game he lost was the final. And I seem to remember he was doing rather well in that final as well, but Vitor just didn't relent. He kept pinning him down, and he kept pinning legs back. And he ended up victorious. It shows it's not all about the league phase, but the league phase certainly does help. Hallie did win. I think at the halfway point of the league, whoever was top would win a ticket to the Ali Pali to watch, not to play. And both himself and Peter Gudmundsson, who's not going to be playing this weekend. Peter Gudmundsson, left-hander, very, very useful player. The week before the halfway stage, neither player had lost a game. So it was between Hallie and Peter to determine who was going to win, thus top the league. And it was Harley that did do exactly that. As we see, Nicholas hit a lovely smash-in ton 80. Never a bad time for a ton 80. But I guess it was necessary there, because Matty was a little way ahead. And the 180 has put pressure on. And even though by scores, Nicholas is behind, he might not be. Those are two that are in. Double 16, and he's just wide. And that would have been for a lovely checkout as well. We can tell this Olsen knows what he's doing. And Matty will not be able to pip the pocket of Nicholas. Well, we have a last leg decider in the game between Jonas and Mindagus. And we have 3 missed darts at double for Nicholas as well. Well, if anyone can do it, it is Matty, start of the 19s. That's in. Where's he want to go now? Double 60. Oh, what an opportunity. Left himself with 48. 16 would have left the double. Single was fine. The double was a long way off. And he now has to rely on these 3 missing. And somehow I don't think he will. Doesn't. And just like that, the advantage of throw has diminished. 3 legs played, 3 breaks of throw. Jonas Fredriksson is of Sweden, by the way, in his 5-all at the moment against Baraskas, who is of Lithuania. Now let's have a quick look at what is going on that board. Well, Fredriksson, the Swede, not this Fredriksson, I'm talking about the Swede Fredriksson on the other board, leaves himself with 82, Baraskas on 144, Baraskas with the darts. I'll be letting you know what goes on there. And that is for a match against Ulf Seder in round number 2. Ulf has played on the Euro Tour before. A pretty established player. With the chant, Ulf, 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 Ulf. We may well see him on the Euro Tour this year. If not this year, I'm sure you will see him on the Euro Tour at some point. Well, both of these players having a bit of a leg off. 15 darts each thrown. Sorry, that's 15 darts now by Olsen. Lovely last dart. Always at the second dart. Who knows? Left himself on a Shanghai. And Matty cannot apply the pressure. Treble 20 leaves tops. Well, he might still stay at treble 20. Might go for tops. Hitting a big 20 to half his score isn't necessarily a bad thing, especially when your opponent cannot cause any damage. So then 20 for tops to go halfway there. So nice high tops, and it's right in the tops. Beautiful way of checking out 60. First start nice and high. Worried that you might have blocked some of the bed, but no, alas, he hit it. Some of the best 60 hitting I've ever seen. When I say 60 hitting, I'm talking about when you're on 60 and you hit single 20 and then the second dart tops, was by Glenn Durran, who gave me all sorts of ideas. This is Lakeside. When he's single 20, as we see a lovely 3 trebles there from Nicholas, only 2 of the big ones, but that'll do nicely. Durran's single 20 was right in the top left-hand corner of the bed. It was nice and high, but not too high, and it was so far out the way that it didn't cause any obstructions. The problem is, obviously, you could hit single five, you could hit anything. But Glenn knows what he's doing. He's also now a PDC tour card holder, so I'm sure we will be seeing Dorrit in action over the year, but obviously not here because he's not from one of the Nordic and Baltic nations. Well, he's in again, is Nicholas. He's in again, is Nicholas. Gives himself 145 after 12 darts. Well, Matty really needed a second treble there. This means Nicholas has got 6 darts. Well, he was staying there. Can't hit a treble. We'll be back. Well, Matty. Just about leaves a check out by the skin of his teeth. Decided not to go outable ball, which is fair enough. Treble 17 was the intention instead. Tees up 40. Should be back. Will be back. Wouldn't it be great to see one of the Icelanders play on the European stage? Never have we seen an Icelander play before. Well, we've seen Icelanders play before, but never in a big PDC event. Anyway, it doesn't look like we're going to see Matty be that person in the Euro Tour number 4. There's always 5 and 6, and also there's 4, because this one's not over just yet. But Olsen, 40 and 2 darts to go within 2. And Matty really could have been 2-1 up as well. He got broken first leg, broke back second leg, and could have won the third leg. He could have been 3-0. But, you know, these things don't always work out. Two big trebles there for Matty, who's reaching the point of no return. Well, 6 starts here, 168 isn't the finish. And the ton puts him in pole position. First start, fantastic. Good second and third dance. Missing the double. So important stuff here. 74. Well, double 10. Oof. Far away. Not really in the right postcode. So double 2. And could this be the final kill? Well, no. He was killed off in that leg. So Matty breathes again. Needs to hit it, though. Double 7, never the easiest. But it can be the easiest if you hit it. That's a break of throw. Matty wins here. Things get a little more interesting. Well, sorry for the silence. A little bit of a technical lag on my end, but I can see 101 is the necessity. One would leave tops. And he didn't hit that. So, Matty. Can you? No is the answer. Not quite. Missed the bullseye by some distance, so double 10. To go with him, 1. Double 5. No, he's not going to do it either. Once again, can Matty punish Nicholas's mistakes? Well, I'll make that 23. Ew, I don't make that 23. I thought he hit an 8 with his first dart. Anyway, might be all irrelevant now, because double 10, well, double 7, it's never particularly nice. I think it's only been hit twice in this game, but I think it's only been gone for twice. Both first time of asking. One by either player. 5-2, it really is the point of no return now for Matty, and remember this is against the throw. So, we may have a foregone conclusion. Nothing's ever foregone till the last dart's got in, but I'll be delaying the inevitable. Well, no trebles there. Nicholas started with a treble. 81 his opening score. Only 44 there for Matty. But only 41, so 81 here will pretty much level things up. 80 plus will level things up. Has to hit a treble though. That doesn't look like it has hit a treble. But that does. 100's fine. I'm sure he would have taken that before the 3 darts were thrown. Another one of those. He is rather good at grouping, I must say, especially when he goes downstairs, but not on that occasion. And really, 180 or bust is what I call it. My little catchphrase. Another one of those. Another one of those. Oh, Matty. Matty. I think he must have heard me. Really needed a 180 or a very, very big score to leave a checkout. That's exactly what he's done. 141's unlikely, but after the back of that momentum of the 180, anything is possible. Fortunately, not now. Still, will there be pressure on this 80? His bullseye hitting does need a bit of work. Hit 19 the last one. 3 this time. That's 75. Out the ball. Nope, it's got the treble 17s again. Fair enough. And he's teed up tops of his back. Treble 20, treble 19. Double 19, sorry. And he's in the treble by the looks of things. Double 12. Well, I thought it was in the treble, obviously not. It appeared to be to me. Double top, and double top it is. And Nicholas Olsson, 6. Mattias Fredriksson, 2. And it is the Swedes who is through to round number 3. Matti gave it his all. But couldn't quite find the result he was after. We now see Dennis Nilsson practicing. He's got the pleasure of playing Nicholas Olsson, who has just beaten Matti Fredriksson. It was Mindaugas Baraskas who beat Jonas Fredriksson in the last leg decider. We have 3 games going on right now. Roland Lengren against Ivan Springborg. Springborg leads 4-2. And Kenneth Bayo. He leads Niels Jorgen Hansen 3-2. And Pauli Finila. I'm guessing he is Finnish. He certainly is. He's leading Hans Jonsson 4-0. Well, next on this streaming board number 8, is the quarterfinal between Dennis Nilsson and Niklas Olsson. Bjornsson, remember, will play the winner of Roland Lengren and even Springborg. At the moment, it is Springborg who is leading. And then when Bjornsson plays, that'll be for a right to play in the quarter-final. If Bjornsson wins the next 2 games and Nilsson wins this one, it could be Bjornsson and Nilsson in the semis. Pretty interesting stuff. We'll do stay tuned for Olsson and Nilsson coming very shortly. Welcome back to ET4 Qualifier here in Gothenburg, Sweden, as we have the first weekend of the PDC Nordic and Baltic Tour of 2019. Robbie Dove here, giving you commentary for the majority of our events. Straight after this one, we have another Euro Tour Qualifier, ET5. Tomorrow we have Pro Tour number 1. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do that, but Pro Tour number 2 I certainly will, as well as ET6. The winner of this event gets the privilege of playing in Saarbrücken, Germany, in April, towards the end of April. That's for Euro Tour number 4. We've just seen Olsen beat Mattias Fredriksson, rather convincingly. And we saw Dennis Nielsen win through in the second round, the first round proper, if you like, against Nikolai Rasmussen. So the winner of this will get a place in the semi-final. It is Ivan Springborg who did beat Roland Lengren 6-3. That was in the preliminary round. So Aje Bjornsson will be playing Springborg very, very soon. And Ulf Seder and Baraskas will be playing each other as well. The winner of those two matches, a place in the quarterfinals. Kenneth Bayo and Niels Jorgen Hansen will also playing for a space in the quarterfinals. I'll be keeping my eye around all of the boards, including this one when I get a second. Dennis Nielsen taking that first leg there with the throw. And I do invite and encourage you to head to the Dart Connect website. I just go to Google, type in Dart Connect TV, click the PDC link, click on this event, which is Euro Tour 4 Qualifier, and you can see everything that is going on. Results, averages, scores, live scores as well. So if you don't want to hear my irritating voice, well, first of all, you can press the mute button. But if there is a game that does appeal to you, why not find one of those games and you can see the action. You can't see the darts going in, but you can see the scores as they're happening. Well, 2 useful trebles there for Dennis. Means he is first to a finish. Remember, this is a break of throw. And he'll have 6 darts at 161. And I wonder how he's going to go for it. Will he stay at the treble 20 if he hits the first one? Well, I make that 80 scored, 81 left. Yes, it was. Treble 15 would have left double 18. He does like his double 18. So we'll probably see treble 10 here. Well, that's 2 scored. It's not the 2 off the end of this 2-1-2. But I think that's a visit that Nicholas would rather forget about. Well. Slow down, boy. That's 42 scored. Leaves himself with 24. Not the worst double in the world. And he's got it as well. Boom. I'm not sure if he likes double 18 so much why he doesn't go 20 for 18s. But everyone has their method. Even if your method's double 16 for double 12. If it works, it works. Double 12 last start, treble 20 next start. Look at that for grouping. Look at that from Dennis Nielsen. He doesn't want to hang around. He doesn't want this game to last any longer than about 5 or 6 minutes by the looks of things. Averaging 97, 20 more than his opponent. Can't follow up. Which means Olsen could, theoretically, with a big one here, equal or even get ahead of Nielsen in this leg. Needs another treble. No can do. So all honours even here in Gothenburg. Well, apart from the scoreline, obviously. I'm talking about the leg line.
140.
Well, look what he's left again. Familiar territory. Treble 17 or stay there. Yeah, he did look like he was going down. He did move down.
137.
Wants to put on a show, and well. He hit double 12 in the last leg. He's teed up double 12 in this leg. And he plans on hitting double 12 in this leg as well to go halfway there in about 3 minutes, about a minute a leg, maybe slightly longer. There we go. Well, I've just been told by one of Dennis's friends that Dennis's favourite doubles are 20, 18 and 10. I think he should have 12 to that as well, because he's double 12 hitting. Superb. And only 43 there from Nicholas in this battle of the Swedes.
60.
But punishment is not dished out. And that was better from Nicholas. That was much better considering his poor first visit.
45.
Well, Nicholas, not the best of first visits. But all of a sudden, hit the maximum hits, more treble 20s. He's showing exactly what he can do, and he's in the treble 20 again. 98 scored, perfect, leaves him with 80. Now, in this leg, the pressure's on Dennis Nilsson, and this leg may well be out of Dennis Nilsson's reach now. It's treble 20, double 10, or two singles for the double. Well, that first start was very, very close to the treble, so it's a little unfortunate not to hit it, but he won't worry about that. Treble, double top first start of asking. And it was only a hold, but it was a hold with some style as well, to try and disrupt the flow of Dennis, who's straight in there with the treble. Because he don't care. I think that's just 100. Would have loved a second treble there. But alas, we'll have to wait. And the same really applied to Olsen as well, but we'd expect Dennis to get to a finish first from this position. That said, he does need to hit a treble.
60.
Well, that is really lovely dance there from Nicholas. Really lovely stuff, because this 144 has to go. Has to go, and it might, you know. Here's another one. You know what that leaves? Oof. It would have left something he's rather familiar at hitting. having done so twice in 2 darts. Treble 10, double 18 for back-to-back legs. Or 16 for bullseye.
What's that by?
Well, what happened is, because I've got a little bit of lag, I didn't see the first dart, which either bounced out or didn't quite go where I wanted. So we ended up with 66 in 2 darts, which makes complete sense why you'd go 16 for the bullseye. Couldn't do it, and Dennis has punished the fact that he missed. And Dennis is 1,002 points away from the semi-final. Well, Daniel Jensen is 1-1 against Toft Jorgensen. There we go. Ulf Seder to zip down to Mindaugas Sparauskas. There are 2 games that are being played as we speak. The Battle of the Nielses will be taking place on board number 2, not a streamed board. The 2 quarter-finalists, Niels Heinzel against Niels Jorgen Hansen. That is the only other confirmed quarter-final. This is a quarter-final now, the winner of which obviously playing in the semi-final against Bjornsson or Springborg and Jorgensen or Jensen. Jorgensen and Jensen are battling it out as we speak, as I just said. And it is Jensen, Daniel Jensen, who's currently in pole position in that game. 3-1 up. And Nilsson wins the 6th leg, now leads 5-1, just 1 away, and that was a break of throw. Impressive stuff by both in that one. But cannot continue the wonderful form with a treble. Well, Olsen can hit a treble and does, but that's single 5 to start things off. It was rather problematic. So it does look like it is Nilsson who's going to be gracing the semi-finals here. And we're a little bit ahead of ourselves because the other half of the draw is progressing a little slower. numerous more games to go until we see who the other semi-finalist is. So we don't know if we're going to what we're going to be streaming next. If it's just going to be the final, time will tell. Only 45 there, but has time. That said, Olsen wants to do as much as he can with that time. Another treble. Wow, don't bust it, for goodness sake. 57. Single two. Might be academic anyway, but you know, you want to give yourself confidence and put a little bit of pressure up by saying I'm on one dart here. Double top then for Dennis Nilsson. Double top. And Dennis Nilsson is one game away from appearing in Saarbrücken at the end of April. Lovely win there over Nicholas Olsen. And he is our first semi-finalist. Congratulations, Mr. Nielsen. Olfseder has pulled back to make it 2-all. Andreas Toft Jorgensen is 2-all against Daniel Jensen as well. Niels Heinso and Niels Jorgen Hansen, no score. Because they've just started, obviously. The Battle of the Nielses, that's a quarter-final. The other games taking place are round 2 games. Sedar and Baruska, Spjolsen, Springborg, Jorgensen, Jensen. Well, do keep following. It's Dart Connect, tv.dartconnect.com. All of the action which is going on there. We're going to take a break from our streaming, and we'll be back when the action continues on the streaming board number 8 here in Gothenburg. Don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome back to Live Darts Iceland, where today we are broadcasting, or streaming should I say, the action from the PDC Baltic and Nordic event number 1 from Gothenburg in Sweden. We are at the Apple Hotel. Well, I'm not at the Apple Hotel, but 19 darts players are at the Apple Hotel in Gothenburg. At the moment, 10 remain. And we're going to be giving you Aje Bjornsson, who is the only Icelander left in the tournament, and Ivan Springborg. Ivan beating Roland Lengren of Sweden 6-3. Ivan of Denmark. Lots of Danes in today. I reckon there is 8 or 9 in this tournament. Winner of this will be playing in the quarterfinal against Andreas Toft Jorgensen or Daniel Jensen. And at the moment it is Jorgensen who leads 5-3 against Jensen, so it could well be Jorgensen. Who's of Denmark? We have one semi-finalist, but we are a long way of finding out who the other is. The reason for that is in this half, everyone had buys, whereas in the other half, we had 3 that weren't buys. So that explains that. Or in that quarter, should I say. We could play through all the way to the semi-finals. Well, Aje Bjornsson, he played at the European Q School. Rather done himself proud. I think the only Icelander ever to play at Q School. I'm sure we're going to have some more in the not-so-distant future. But he wanted to give it a go, and give it a go is exactly what he did. Maybe we'll see him in the Icelandic Premier League next year, especially when he throws things like this. Well, I think the pace will suit the game for each player because they're both relatively fast. Aje is slightly faster. But yeah, this game, whatever happens, will be over pretty swiftly, even if it does end up 5-6, 6-5. Matty got dumped out at this stage to Dennis Nielsen.
40. Yes.
Who finds himself in the semi-final. Can Aje go one further? 20 leaves tops here for Ivan. And 20 leaves tops. And tops is exactly what he hits. This is streaming board number 8. This is board number 8, full stop, should I say. So if you do see the bracket and you want to know which games are being streamed, just look for the number 8. How do you get to the bracket? It's tv.dartconnect.com. Click on PDC and click on this event, ET number 4, or for the next one, ET number 5. Euro Tour Qualifier number 5 to be precise. And click View Bracket. Also view match reports if you want to see the live action going on. Well, the winner of this will be playing Andreas Toft Jorgensen, who has beaten Daniel Jensen 6-3. course, a little way back. Really could do with another treble here. Gets another treble. But Springborg not giving it himself. Oh, yeah, he'll be very disappointed if he can't find himself on a finish. Maybe he would have won a little bit less than 135, but he'll get a shot at it. That was a great last dart there from Ivan. And leaves him 3 darts on a double. Only needs 1. And he's doubled his lead. A break and then a hold for Springborg. For those of you just joining us, the winner of this event will play at Euro Tour number 4, 26th to 28th of April in Saarbrücken, Germany. We play 5 tournaments over the course of the weekend. 3 of them are qualifiers just like this one. Of course, anyone who wins these, especially if it's someone who's a little bit more unknown, or who hasn't got as much exposure and experience. So one of the Icelanders, for example, or one of the younger players, if they do win this, get to play in a proper PDC event. Obviously, this is a proper PDC event, but a streamed one. Lots of prize money. In front of a big crowd in Germany, or Austria. This one's for Germany, the next one's for Graz in Austria, and the one after that is for Sindelfingen in Germany as well. So yes, 3 Euro Tour qualifiers and 2 Pro Tour events. What are the Pro Tour events? Effectively, you gain ranking points. The top 2, I believe it certainly was last year, top 2 get free admission to Ali Pali. By free admission, I mean they get to play at the PDC World Darts Championship. And then the next 5, pick my brains, am I correct? The next 5 get free entry to Q School. And I think those who already had a tour card last year, and I might be wrong, Dean Moss will be able to clarify, as Aya needs double 10. And double 10, he hits. To draw 1 back. The dream is still alive. I think last year, the next 5, I think the first 2 won entrance to Ali Pali, and the top 5, or the next 5, something like that, won a free tour card. But if they already had a tour card and they didn't, then it just, the next one didn't get it, if you know what I mean. Well, I think as of this year, it's the top 5 who don't already have a tour card. Something like that. Don't hold me to it. And I'm just saying, we have Q School entry and Ali Pali entry on the line. So that's what you do. You get points. The better you do, the more points you get. And it was Darius Labanauskas who won with nearly 5,000 points last year. 4,850. Daniel Larsson came second. Marco Cantele. Malos Razma, who won his tour card in Germany. Kim Viljanen. Kim has dominated the PDC. I think when it was the SDC, he dominated it for a number of years rather well. Played Ali Pali a few times, but it was Darius who did the deed last year. I seem to remember having a pretty decent Ali Pali as well. here. The Icelander is going to want to leave a double. Well, definitely leave a checkout. Hard to leave a double, especially now. And last start should really have been plumbing that single 19s. Would have left 167, which is doable. 166, however good you are, isn't going to be done. So Ivan will be back for 76. And not a great amount of pressure.
Yeah, 32 left.
Double 10, Springborg. Nasty switch here. Pressure. And pressure indeed. Let's see if I can pin this double 16 to level up and carry on the Icelandic dream. Double 12 now, and double 12 is doing these double 12 is doing these darts players all sorts of favours. Nielsen, Bjornsson, any other sons want to go? At the moment, this is the only game taking place. We'll see the Battle of the Nilses soon. Should be interesting. .56 when he returns, 16 for tops. Can Springborg put some pressure on it, or not with a first start like that? Well, recovered very, very well indeed. Pressure on 56. For numerous reasons, but that's a lovely single right in the middle. Double top. Use it as a marker maybe? No, 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 no. He was nowhere near. He was nowhere near. Well, went for the big 10 there and missed. Didn't go for the big 10. It looked like it was a loose single. Anyway, he did miss tops. That was a leg dart missed. And I don't think Bjornsson is going to miss by that amount again. He didn't miss by that amount, but he's gone next door. He has gone next door. Springborg, give him an opportunity and he'll take it. He now leads by 3 legs to 2. And that was a break of throw as well. So he is going to want to do something quickly. The Finn, Paula Finila and Ulf Sedar. In fact, 2 Finns, the Battle of the Finns. They are warming up, we'll be playing on board 4 very, very soon. The winner of which will win a place in the semi-finals against Niels Jorgen Hansen. I did say we would do a Battle of the Niels. I was misreading it. In the Battle of the Niels, Niels won, funnily enough. Beat Heinzo 6-1. Comfortable win there for Jorgen Hansen. So Ulf or Paulie against Niels Jorgen Hansen. Meanwhile, Springborg is on a 3-darter. And we'll have 6 darts at it. And we'll need all of them, surely. Well, not necessarily all of them. Well, possibly all of them now. Treble 15 tops for 4-2. Well, he hit single 15, which led to a 70, and he looked like he was going tops for double 50. I don't know. No idea. Anyway, he will be back now for double 15 or whatever double he wants. Bjornsson gave that one his all, narrowly missing out double 8. And Springborg can't find the dart at double 15, which is music to the ears of Ayer, because he really needs to win this leg. It's a very important leg, double 8. Can't let him get 4-2 behind. This is a crucial dart. Oh, and he's dealt with that pressure superbly, because 4-2 down is significantly different to 3-0. Break of throw as well. Ayer Bjornsson showing Iceland and the rest of us how it's done. Remember, only 2 Icelanders in ET number 2. ET number 2, ET number 4, should I say. 2 Finns and a Lithuanian. I think it was only 2 Finns that started, so both Olseda and Paula Finila done exceptionally well to reach the quarterfinals. That's a 100% hit rate. 5 Swedes, 2 Icelanders, and 1 Lithuanian. Who is the Lithuanian? No, it's not Labanauskas, it's Barauskas. Mindaugas Barauskas. Who lost in round 2 to Ulf Sedar. We will be seeing last year's champion Darius Labanauskas. We'll be seeing him in both of the Pro Tour events, but in none of the European Tour events. The same with Madas Razma. Another Latvian as well, Rihardis Tomasikis from Latvia. He's going to be playing in both of the Pro Tour events. Well, Ayer Bjornsson could be in a position where... Well, sorry, was in a position where he could have gone 4-2 down. He might well take the lead here. He's got 3 darts. He needs to take them. Pressure dart with his last one in the last leg. Needs to use both of them. Can't be too frustrated. 1-2-6 is a big ask. It's doable, but it's a big ask. But he might well be back. He might not, however. He might not, however. Bullseye, Springborg. No, not quite. Double 5. No, no, no. Long way off there. He can't deal with the pressure like he did in the last leg. Are we going double 17? Yes, we are, and we shall hit exactly that. Ivan Springborg was a matter of darts away. 3 darts away from being 4-3 down. Now leads 4-3. And there were crucial misses. Even the misses for Bjornsson were a lot worse than for Springborg, because that was a break of throw. Bjornsson had the darts in that leg. You rather feel that may well have been his best opportunity. And look what he's throwing now. Not enough. Well, Springborg wants it finished. He wants it finished now, 140. Got to hand it to Bjornsson. He's been playing very, very well. And I can see why he opted for Q School. And I'm sure he would have learnt and grown from Q School. Does also mean he is eligible to play on the Challenge Tour. So he may well want to give that a go. And he's not giving up just yet. But Springborg is 2, maybe 3 darts away. 2 darts away. 1 dart away. I thought I was in the treble. My eyesight isn't what it was, but Springborg is very, very close. 1 dart to be precise from going 5-3 up. And I thought after that first dart was in, I thought Bjornsson may well have got himself a shot at the ball. There is pressure. A lot of pressure. 1-2-7 in the last leg from Bjornsson. Well, that was a pressure dart. And that was pressure utilised. He used the pressure well. Point of no return. Bjornsson requires 3 legs on the spin if he's going to knock out Springborg and progress. Bjornsson ahead in this leg. Needs a treble to carry on the pressure. That's a good treble. Looks inviting as well. Grouped them well, but couldn't find any other treble with his 3rd dart. Bjornsson now, considering that first dart does need a treble and can't hit one. Could Springborg have the advantage here? The answer is yes. And now Springborg goes just 3 darts away from knocking out Bjornsson beat Lengren in the last game, which won't have been an easy task. And Bjornsson hasn't been an easy task either. Not over just yet. Won't be checking out to 136 now, but it's going to set it up beautifully. Hits 3 trebles. Unfortunately, one of them was a treble 1. 164 has to go. And will not go, so Springborg doesn't miss too much. Double 8. And it's there, just in the bottom of the bed. Last dart of asking. Springborg puts on a lovely performance. Only averaging the mid-70s, 77-ish. But room for improvement, and he's done a decent job there of dispatching Aje Bjornsson. Alfseder is 3-1 up in the Battle of the Finns, which is the only game taking place right now. And his prize is a matchup with Andreas Toft Jorgensen in the quarterfinals. The winner of which will play Dennis Nilsson. Well, here we go then. We saw Ivan Springborg in decent form against Aya Bjornsson in the last one. Andreas Toft Jorgensen. Already beaten Daniel Jensen today. He was a bye through to the first round. It is Springborg who wins the ball and will look to reach the semi-finals. The winner of this game plays Dennis Nilsson. Other quarterfinals taking place, Ulfseder against Pauli Finila. The Battle of the Finns. And Ulf, I think he was in a losing position earlier. He now leads 4-3, so I'll be keeping an eye on that one. Of course, the winner of that game will be taking on Niels Jørgen Hansen. Remember, the winner of this game will be featuring in Saarbrücken, Germany on the 26th of April in Euro Tour number 4 for the season. Euro Tours 1, 2 and 3, they were all decided at the end of last season in October in Iceland. Rasma, Viljanen and Karis won through to those, so 3 different players from 3 different nationalities. I was going to say if Nilsson wins it, it'll be 4 from 4 different nationalities, but it won't. Karis is Swedish, Viljanen Finnish, Rasma Lithuanian. Springboard and Jorgensen, both Danish, so will we see a Dane win through? If they were, it would be 4 players from 4 nationalities. There we go. 120. Lovely little Shanghai there. He wants his game finished now. Break of throw and the 1-0 lead. Both of these players from Denmark. Niels Jørgen Hansen from Denmark. And Nielsen is Swedish. And Seda and Finila are Finnish. So it'll be a Swede, a Finn, or a Dane. We have a Finn in Viljarno. We have a Dane, a Swede in Karis in the Euro Tour. Will we make it a Dane as well? We could do. Statistically, it's likely because there's so many of them. Or will Dennis Nielsen find a way of winning his semi-final and the final? We will soon find out. Oh, very high averages from both of these. Springborg about 93. Well, for the leg. Jorgensen about 95 for the leg. Total 72 for Springborg, 84 for Jorgensen. So we're dealing with some pretty useful stuff here. And beautiful turn 40 from Springborg. Jorgensen won't take out the 156. Can Springborg take out the big one here? It's possible, you know. Oh, is that in? No, it bounced out. It moved the dart. I wasn't sure if it was sitting just behind it, but it did bounce out. Treble 19 tops. Well, that's 7. So treble 18 perhaps. That's what he went for. Couldn't find it. And Springborg, in his fast throwing style, can't take the 83. So take your pick. Treble 10, treble 18. Treble 18 is always a good one. It's gone 10, 20 leaves tops. Well, I'm surprised he went low there, to be honest. I could envision him going high. I am surprised he managed to go south of the double. But anyway. It is Springborg who polishes off the 38 and levels things up, and will want to get the engines running. Well, Springborg is in a better position after Jorgensen started out so well with a lovely Shanghai. He hasn't done heaps since. Springborg could take this 153. Not anymore, but wants to tee it up. Well, loose last start, but has the advantage of time on his side. Probably 6 darts. Probably 9 darts from 163. From 73, not 163. You can't check out 163. Unless Jorgensen has something to say about it. Should be back. Is he a 19 sort of guy? He is. He sees the funny side in something. I'm not too sure what. It wasn't far away from the treble.
66.
And Springborg 3 clear darts at tops, and
Game shot in 2.
there we go. Takes the lead for the first time in this match. Used the first dart as a marker, and used it rather well. Well, nothing in this leg, but Springborg could do with 1, maybe 2 trebles here. Well, he get a treble, but it's not the one he was looking for, unfortunately. So what can Jorgensen do here? Ulfseder, by the way, on the other board, board number 4, finished off Pooli Finila. Ended up taking it 6-4. So Ulfseder is through. And will play Niels Jorgen Hansen in the semi-final. That's not going to be on the streaming board. I am assuming the winner of this versus Dennis Nielsen will be on the streaming board, in addition to the final as well. I thought that was in a double top, but turns out it wasn't. Didn't matter. Springborg pins the double 10. And lost the first leg, has won the next 3, and has the break of throw as well. Well, Springborg, I was going to say, has the advantage in this leg as well, with the throw as well as the scoring, but that treble 1 will not help his campaign. So I still make it anyone's leg. Who can hit this big treble? Who can avoid hitting the single ones? Well, no big treble hit for a while. For either player, really. Needs a treble here. Gets the treble finally at last. $160 then. This would be something. Decent setup from Springborg as well. There we go. Who can hit this one then? Well, 77's doable if he hits treble 19. Can't do it now. So, in a leg where nothing really much has happened, apart from missed trebles. Is that in the tops? Yes, it is. So, 2 at double 10. And 2 in double 10, he only needs... Well, sorry, he does need both darts. And pins one back and breaks back the throw. It was that last treble, that 99, that did it for me. Toft Jorgensen. Single 19, single 20, and that last treble 20 to leave him with 160. He didn't take it out, but he set it up. Left him with 60. Tops missed double 10. Well, he is playing rather well, is Jorgensen. Started out nicely with the Shanghai, came off the boil, but he's throwing rather well again. Is Toft Jorgensen one to watch for the future? I see no reason why not. Treble 19 would have left a double. He can do this. He's got 120. Perilously close, but alas, Springborg has the opportunity. 56, 16 leaves tops, and tops is there. Have to check, but it's there. No celebration, no excitement, no emotion, which is probably a good thing, because you can get so hyped up, a bit like me when I play. If I hit something that I want, such as a single, get so excited and throw a load of rubbish for the next 3-4 visits. Ulf Seder and Niels Jørgen Hansen on board number 3. Started a few minutes ago, no score as of yet. That, of course, is the semi-final. The winner of that will face Nielsen. Or Springborg or Jorgensen in the final. So one of our finalists today will be Jørgen Hansen or Ulf Seder. It looks like that half has overtaken the bottom half. As in, it took a long time. It's, you know, Nielsen got to the semi-final very, very quickly and hasn't played for best part of an hour. So we got there quickly, but they're now going to overtake us, and one of the finalists will be determined in the next 20 or so minutes. Well, 50 for Springborg, 18, 10, double top.
Come on.
But if that would have gone in, we would have seen a lot less emotion than we saw there, because this 80 is very doable. 20 leaves tops. Tops it is. Oh, and it's in and out the board. It wasn't in the double top. It was in the board. In fact, that's probably the second best thing that could have happened. Of course, the best is it going in the tops. Anyway, Springborg, double 10, and is now one leg away from dispatching his fellow Dane. Springborg needs just the one.
127.
Leg and getting two trebles there. Putting his foot down, saying, I want this leg now. What can Jorgensen do, if anything? Well, be on a finish after this one. Should be. Oh, it's going to be on a half-decent finish as well. Lovely ton 40 there. This is on a two-darter. And Jorgensen's on a two-darter as well. And the treble, I don't think it is. No, it's not. That is, however. And double 5 was not there. Important life match saving darts. 75. No, no, no. No, no, no. And that could be it for the young Dane. Though double 5 is never easy. That's a great marker. And game shot is there. And Springborg, despite losing the first leg, despite a valiant effort from the young Dane, Springborg is through to the semi-final, where he will face Dennis Nielsen on this streaming board. Exciting times. Nielsen and Springborg coming up next, the winner of which will play the winner of Niels Jorgen Hansen and Ulf Sedder in the final. Our semi-finalists, we have a Dane, we have a Swede, we have another Dane, and we have a Finn. Three nationalities, but which one is going to win? Oh, We'll find out very soon. We can see Nielsen warming up. Hasn't played, as I said, for the best part of an hour or so. Will that work in Springbok's favour? I'll be back when the action returns.
Take knight for moves. Yeah, why not? Green. Red.
And we welcome you back to Gothenburg, broadcast by Live Darts Iceland, where we bring you the qualifier for European Tour 4. This is part of the PDC Nordic and Baltic series of events, and is the first event of the 2019 calendar. Very exciting too. Well, this is the semi-final for a place in the final. Two players that have been excellent today. We've seen Dennis Nielsen and Ivan Springborg. If Nielsen wins today, it will be two back-to-back Swedes winning two back-to-back European Tour qualifications. Magnus Karis, poker face, 1 ET3. And that was 141, and that's how you start a leg. Sorry I didn't get too excited. Slight lag, and I only just saw the double 18 go in. Treble 20, treble 15, double 18. Swedish fans everywhere will be most impressed. Dennis Nielsen, averaging a ton, is one leg up. Remember, Nielsen hasn't played for probably approaching an hour and a half now, because he won through to his semi so quickly. That's just the way it worked out. A few buys in this half of the table, this mean that it was a rather quick transition for Nielsen. He won 6-2 and he had a bye 6-2, 6-1. So that's kind of how it's worked out. Meanwhile, the other half's taken a little bit longer to sort out. However, Niels Jorgen Hansen is playing Ulf Sedder. And Niels Jorgen Hansen leads 3-1. 3-1. So if everything stands, that is, we'll see Dennis Nielsen play Niels Jorgen Hansen in the final for a place on the European stage in Saarbrücken. Sorry, I'm shaking a milkshake, so you can already hear in the background. Springborg couldn't quite hit the Shanghai he was looking for. But Nielsen not on a finish. And no can do for Springborg, missing out, missing the double. So treble 17 here does leave the bullseye for 2-0. Oh, and it would have been 1-4-1 and 1-2-1 as well. It would have a right ring to it. But alas, Springborg lives and breathes again. Double 10 has to hit it. Can't give Nielsen another chance because Nielsen doesn't often relent. Let's say, but the double 5 is hit, and we are all honours even, and we are all with throw. So yeah, we are in Sweden, but there are more Danes than Swedes participating. It may well be different for our Pro Tour events starting tomorrow. The first Pro Tour event, PT1, tomorrow in the daytime. Should be exciting, and we are streaming. We're not going to be streaming every dart because there's too many different games and too many players. But streaming board 8 will be just like this, and I'm sure we will have lots of entertainment to bring you. We might have an alternative commentator for PT1. It may well be Dean Moss. It may well be someone else. I know Dean's always very, very keen. Keen Dean. To do a bit of comms. So there we go. And beautifully done there by Springborg, who pins the darts in that treble 20. Leaves himself at a 1-4-6 out. He may fancy hitting 2 treble 20s. To leave that double 13. Not necessary, but I like that. Irrelevant now because that start, albeit close, wasn't quite in. But he set that up phenomenally. Phenomenally. And we'll be back for double 18. For what would be, and I mean no disrespect to Springborg, but I would say if Springborg was to beat Nielsen, it would be an upset. Not an upset of the darting Richter scale, but it would be. I would say Nielsen would have been favourite before this one. And Nielsen 2-1 up, and he has the throw to make it 3-1. Well, he was looking for a treble there. 2 darts lay nicely underneath, but he grouped them well, but couldn't find the treble. But that said, he might well leave the finish he took out with his first 3 darts at checkout of the match. And that's exactly what he's done. In other words, I made that sound very long-winded. I meant he's left himself 1 for 1, which he's already taken out once today. I would love to see him take it out again. Absolutely love to. How often do we see the same player take out a 3-figure finish? Twice. The same one. It's not going to happen today. It might, but it's not going to happen in this leg, that's for sure. And 91 to accompany his 1-4-1 on double 16. Beautiful stop there from Nielsen. Springboard may have broken, but Nielsen broke straight back. 2-0. Cannot be separated as of yet. And Nielsen is in the treble 20. I've just seen on the Facebook comments, someone referred to Springborg as Ivan the Great Dane. That's a lovely little nickname. I do like that. Well, first 2 darts, lovely there from Springborg. Third one, a little bit of a drifter. He's in again. Well, both are on big finishes. I'd rather be Springborg. That said, when you give Dennis Nielsen 3 darts, a figure, and a dartboard, there's always quite an enlarged possibility that he's going to hit it. Not on this occasion, but this has to go. This has to go. It does go, and once again, no emotion from Springborg. This man means business. The last leg was a break. This leg was a break. Well, 43. Oh no, it was in the treble. Sorry, I thought it was in the treble 1. It was in the treble 20. So back-to-back tons all around, but it was a little better. There we go, pounding the treble 20. Now Nielsen really could do with a ton 40 here. Well, he's not going to get it. Second prize is 100. And yes. Yes, yes, yes. So can either of them take out the magnificent 161? This is a checkout that we saw Halley take out a couple of weeks ago in the Premier League. But we're not going to see Springball or Nielsen take that out. Nielsen sitting a little prettier than this 117. Needed that for tops. So. Well, that's he's gone treble 10, double 18 there. That's 45 scored. So it leaves him with 21. So it could be 5 for double 8. Could be 1 for double 10.
Good job, Dennis.
And it is 1 for double 10. Dennis Nielsen breaks again. I make that consecutive breaks 3 times. Springboard certainly has Springborg, not Springboard, has lifted his game for this one. Averaging very similar, mid to high 80s. I believe it is Springborg is actually averaging a little higher at the moment, but these things, stats do change with the throw of a dart. Nielsen has been pretty relentless all day. Double 18. Double 9. Last dart. Important dart. And he's hit it. Of course he's hit it. Part of me was getting ready to say, oh, and he's missed. But does he ever miss? Does he? Does he? A rare hold of throw. It's Dennis who retakes the lead. But Ivan, the Great Dane, will have something to say about that, I'm sure. Well, Ulf Seder is 4-5 down against Niels Jorgen Hansen. So I'll be having a look at that one because this may be reaching its climax. And Hansen is 87 away from the match and a place in the final. Meanwhile, Springborg leaves himself 111 when he's back. Well, Hansen has 40. Seder 146. The 146 needs to go. Else Hansen will have 3 clear darts at tops. Well, I was going to say, talking of tops, that should have been tops. And he may well be back for tops. Nielsen has left something he's hit already today, and he's left it already. He's hit it once and he's left it once. Hit it once and missed it once. Springborg will be back for tops, which is exactly what Niels Jorgen Hansen does need for a place in today's final. And there he goes. Second dart of asking. It may have been tops, it may have been tens. That was tops from Springborg to level things up at 4 apiece. But I can confirm Niels Jorgen Hansen from Denmark will be in today's final. He'll be taking on the winner of these two. It could be an all-Danish final. Could it be Denmark versus Sweden? Time will tell. He plays like this. Oh, when he throws darts like this, it's likely to be an all-Danish final. I say that, though, but Nielsen, very, very, very tricky opponent in any capacity. He's shown his worth for a very long time. And I'm sure he will show his worth all throughout this year's PDC Nordic and Baltic Tour. Well, 180 followed by 30. Isn't it funny? 180 followed by 30 meant that Nielsen was ahead before he even threw any of those darts. Well, really, really needs a treble here. There you go. That's the treble I was asking for. Doesn't put him ahead. He does by 8 points, but that soon changes. But it just keeps his nose in this leg. If he does, in fact, the winner of this leg goes favourite, I'd say, regardless. It's a very important leg. And that is 100. And 110 is nicer than 160. And that is also 100. And 60 is nicer than 110. Treble 20. Treble 18's all right. Well, 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 well. He's going to have to hope that Nielsen misses. Nielsen hits 20 tops. The game isn't over, but he's 1 away. And you don't want to put Nielsen 1 away, do you? Double top. Double 10, last start. Pressure, pressure. No pressure. Dennis Nielsen takes the 4 lead. It was a break of throw. No, it wasn't. Correction, it's Springborg to throw. And there is not half a bit of pressure on this, let me tell you. If Springborg does win this one, then win this leg, it will be Nielsen throwing for the match. But let's cross that bridge when we get to it. Springborg's best only hope is that Nielsen throws for the match, because if he breaks here, then he's out. Well, Nielsen, darts were affixed to the board, so it took a little bit more of a tug than a pull, which maybe took him a second more to take the darts out. So Springborg just took a step to the side, which didn't appear to work. No big treble advantage, Dennis Nielsen. Well, no treble there either. But there is a treble there. He'd love another. Well, don't know what that was aimed at. Was it the bullseye? Doesn't matter. He does hit another. With that one, I'm sure we'd love to trade that in for anything. Even a single 20, anything. $74 then, treble 14. Well, he's gone to treble 18, which I like. That's a 4, so 20. It's got to be 20. It's got to be 20 or the treble. Bullseye! Yay, 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 yay. $101. 96, treble 20. Well, he nearly busted his score there. He very nearly busted his score. And where's that third dart gone? Not in, by the looks of things. Yeah, bust. So, Nielsen. Well, these scores on my screen, yeah, these scores are right. It was 56, and it wasn't a bust in the last one. And it was Dennis and Nielsen who pins double top. First time asking. Look at that double top right in the epicenter of the bed. And it is he who is in the final. Decently played final. Both did very well. Ivan Springborg, I'm sure that's not the last we're going to see of him this weekend and in this PDC Nordic and Baltic tour. But our final will be Dennis Nielsen and Niels Jorgen Hansen. Sweden and Denmark. For the stats, I'm hoping Denmark, just because that will be 4 players from 4 different nations in ET1, ET2, ET3 and ET4. However,
Springborg. Ærgerligt Springborg.
Ja, det var sgu ærligt, Niels. Jeg ville godt have mødt de to, det kunne være fedt, fordi så vidste de, der var en dansker, der kom afsted. Man kan prøve at se mit ærligt.
Jeg spillede jeg tror, jeg spillede med 92. Det var se der. Ved du hvad, jeg kom bagud 1-0. Det er hans udlæg. Han laver en anden op, der står jeg på 43. Så laver jeg 15, 14, 13, de næste 60. Så må vi se.
Ja,
Fuld. Så bare spille om.
den er 8.
Oj, og er mig nok hans første guld.
Måske.
Hold da kæft. Jeg håber da, fordi jeg står først. Nej, jeg har vundet 0. Det irriterer mig lidt. Og det kamera, det er så tæt på, at jeg ikke kan gå den vej ud.
Ja, jeg plejer også at gå den vej med.
Jamen, det kan du. Du kan ikke gå den vej ud.
Nej, jamen, det gjorde jeg heller ikke.
Well, here we go. We have reached the final of the qualifier for European Tour number 4. The gentleman throwing now, Dennis Nilsson, one of Sweden's finest arrowsmiths. And he's up against Niels Jorgen Hansen, hailing from Denmark. Both have played exceptionally well throughout the day. We've been following Dennis Nilsson, whose biggest scare, if you like, came against Ivan Springborg. It was in the semi-final, but he did not relent, did Dennis. And I would make Dennis a favourite here as well. Well, Hansen is a left-hander. Not too many left-handers, and I'm sure over the course of the weekend we might not see many more, if any more. Yes, Niels Jorgen Hansen is one of the few left-handers. Peter Gudmundsson in Live Darts Iceland, he's one of the left-handers as well. Yeah, you don't get too many. Well, Hansen, he beat Ulf Sedar 6-4. That was in his semi-final. Probably his best result, or most difficult result. 6-1 against in the Battle of the Nielses. And 6-1 against Jesper Skokkivard. He got a bye through the first round. Yeah, Ulf's been around for a little while. He's a decent player, as 41 is needed here from Dennis. Well. I was saying well, because I genuinely thought that had just slipped into the 14s, but it wasn't. But it, I think there was a bit of an expression on his face that said, "Oh, that wasn't as central as I would have liked." Yeah, just as I said that, I thought I'm going to say maybe that is in. Well, 2 of those 3 were in, that's for sure. Pressure on this double 8. Switching around. And double 4. Switch proves beneficial. And once again, we see an early break, and a break for Dennis Nielsen. I'm sure Dennis would love to play on the big stage again in the Euro Tour. Oh, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Fills up the bed in some style. And if he can beat Niels Hansen 6-0, he certainly will. Dennis only one of 5 Swedes to start ET4 qualifier. I keep saying ET4 like it is the actual European Tour. No. And for those of you who aren't overly familiar with darts, or who just like watch it but don't know the tournaments, the European Tour is streamed on the internet on livepdc.tv. Well, that's what it used to be called. I think it's called something else now. Decent production values, multi-cameras. Until last year we had walk-on girls. Commentary. It's good. I haven't actually been to one of the Euro Tour events as a spectator. I would love to. It just looks like a great day out. Well, we've seen Niels start downstairs a few times. 69. 74 scored. Interesting. Yeah, maybe if he feels a bit more confident sometimes on these treble 19. And there we go. Inside. Outside, inside, outside, whatever, however you want to do it. 32, left himself with 8, hit the 8. Well, the double 4, he didn't hit the 8, otherwise he would have bust it. And he is a 2-0 up. I don't think it's going to be 6-0, but as it stands, that's the direction we go in him. Hansen, better position in this leg, he says, waiting for the ton 80. And you may hear a little bit of noise in the background. We have a live reporter coming all the way from Gothenburg, Sweden, and he goes by the name of Dean Moss. Good evening, Dean.
Good evening, Rob. How are you?
I'm doing very, very well, thank you. I'm enjoying the action here at the Apple Hotel in Gothenburg. How's the atmosphere?
Very good. It's very good. Obviously, I've had to come upstairs. Otherwise, I'd be disturbing the play. But,
So you're not standing next to the players, are you?
No. It's, wouldn't be a very good idea. But how's things? Have you enjoyed the action so far?
I certainly have, yeah. We've seen Nilsson's been playing really well. I particularly enjoyed Springborg spring his way through all the way to the quarter-final, semi-final. And I think Aje Bjornsson as well. He sort of shows some, some panache. For the
He's developing nicely. I think he's getting some confidence about him. Aje.
Yeah, nice.
But he was down in Q School, and then he's had a Challenge Tour weekend as well. But I've been watching him. He's been playing very well. But Dennis does look really good this evening.
Yeah, there's not much he's done wrong, really.
No.
A little bit of not necessarily a wobble, but I think Springborg played really well in the last game. He got ahead of him a couple of times, but I think that just shows how good Nilsson has been. He doesn't let that get to him.
No, he's had his bonus year, and this year he has to go for it. Yeah, he went to Q School, played really, really strongly, but couldn't hit doubles. Didn't have a lot of luck with the doubles, but yeah. So he's back on the Challenge Tour. He loves the setup. Two tournaments a weekend day is perfect for Dennis. Because as you know, I do look after Dennis. Well, you didn't know.
I mean, I did, but maybe those at home didn't. Who knows?
That's why I wanted to get involved with this one.
Is that why he's such a good player then?
Oh, obviously. Yeah. No, but we've he had a year last year, which is we call it the bonus year, where we missed the first Challenge Tour after Q School because of being in Denmark for the corresponding weekend last year. But then he went to Challenge Tour, and he was in every single Players' Championship, topping up until Dublin. We didn't go to Dublin, but he could have. But okay. He enjoys the Challenge Tour, and this year he's going for it.
Yeah, and he'll be used to the setup as well, the shortish formats, the numerous games in a day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's all good practice, and not that he particularly needs experience from that perspective, because he's got the game. But I think it's probably on an upward slope for Dennis Nilsson. We hope.
Hopefully. Yeah, it looks like a good start this evening, but Niels is a handful. He's played really well he played really well in Q School as well. It was so nice to see so many of us go down to Q School from from the Nordic and Baltic. There's a group of 8 players on the Challenge Tour this year, which is nice, and they were all sitting together at the weekend, all speaking their pidgin English. It was all great. I wasn't there personally, but I've heard. They was all taking the taxis from the hotels together and picked up together, travelling together. So it's really nice that they're all got someone to talk to and some friendly faces.
A little bit like me now, because it's been pretty lonely here.
Yeah, I can imagine. I've been trying to get it set up so I could come and join you earlier, because I've been watching and listening. But I actually like listening to you, Rob. I could listen to you all day.
Thank you very much. The check's in the post, Dean.
No, but fair play to you. You've done a good job, and obviously it's a lonely place. But we'll try and to make sure you have company for the rest of the weekend. Okay?
That's all right. Thank you very much. I think we've got a few people lined up for our ET5 qualifier, so we'll see how that goes. So, are you going to be going to any of the Challenge Tour events?
Yeah, I will be going to the next one. But I've got Players' Championships next weekend, because I'm looking after Reese, Robinson, Madash, Darius, and Marco, hopefully.
Okay.
So I've got a full house nearly.
Lovely, yes, indeed. So if one of them doesn't win it out of the 1 to 8, who will?
Yeah.
A lovely double top there, by the way, for Nilsson to take 4 back-to-back legs.
It'll be a nice start for Dennis. He's all about confidence, really, Dennis. Because he's obviously, like you say, he's got the game, but his confidence. But Niels, He's done well. He was good at Q score, like I say, and he ruffled a few feathers at the weekend as well. Because I don't think people know what they're playing against with Niels. He's actually obviously been training very hard for this, and him and Ivan and the other Niels, I think they've got a bit of a mission between them to put Danish darts back on the map. And the nice thing is, there's actually 22 Danes here this weekend, which is maybe a 4,000% difference. Here's another Dane. I've got Mr. Per Larsen walking past me right now. But it's so nice to see so many Danes in this tournament. There's 22 Swedes, 22 Danes, and that's really good to see.
Yeah, I was going to say, in this event alone, this ET4, there are actually more Danes than Swedes.
Yeah, which is the first time in a few years that there's been more Danes in a tournament.
4-0.
Yeah, Neil, Per's asking me what the score is.
Per, it's 4-0.
Yeah, it's 4-0, Per, says Robbie. Yeah. But that was Mr. Larsen, who's obviously well known. And he wasn't there this year, but he's been on the Ali Pali stage a few times. Big profile in Danish darts.
I seem to remember him beating Terry Jenkins, despite Jenkins hitting a 9 dart and B a 170 checkout against him.
That's right, he did, yeah. I remember being told that Terry Jenkins has never been so upset. He said, what did I have to do?
Yeah.
Fair play to Per.
That was a good day. That was a great day in darting and sporting history. And I remember clearly it was a pretty cold winter's day. And I used to work at AFC Bournemouth at the football grounds. And I thought, do I go, don't I go? I thought, you know what? I'm tired. I can't be bothered. I'm not going to bother. So I sat in and watched the darts. And boy, I would have regretted it if I didn't watch that darts, let me tell you. Kyle Anderson.
He did. He hit one as well the same evening, didn't he?
Same, yeah. It was the afternoon session. Kyle Anderson first. About 45 minutes later, Terry Jenkins. Or was it the other way around? It was the other way around. Terry Jenkins first, then Kyle.
But luckily enough, through the Terry is sponsored by the same people as Alan Norris, and I used to look after Alan. Okay. And I've spoken to Terry about this, and he said I got in the car, and from £30,000 when I got in the car, he had 15,000 when he got out of it.
It's an expensive drive.
It was because Carl had hit one on the way home. So,
yeah.
But it's a few years ago already, isn't it? That crikey. But is that the evening that Paul Nicholson had to walk to the Ali Pali? Was that when we had the snowfall? It was that cold, wasn't it?
Don't recall. I don't remember. Did Paul Nicholson have to walk to Ali Pali?
Yeah, him or John Part. One of them had to walk to Ali Pali because there was no transport or anything, so they had to walk a couple of miles in the freezing cold.
Blimey.
But Dennis is really pushing the boat out here. He's I can't see his average. Not a great average. Not the best average he's had this evening. He's been knocking 93s in the first two matches. So, but he's I can see on him he's very confident here. So. We might be off to where we're supposed to be going if he wins this.
This one will be at Saarbrücken, 26th to 28th of April.
Lovely.
Are you going to join him if he wins?
Absolutely. Dennis can't travel anywhere on his own.
Okay. So you're going to be the chaperone then?
Well, actually, if there's obviously managing, but Dennis Nielsen actually does. He lets me manage, and it's great. Book this, book that, make sure he's there and hold his hand, and it's great. But he actually does. He's the one that where I actually feel like if I'm going to earn some money, it'll be worth. I'll be worth it because he needs. He lives up in Karlstad. The logistics behind getting Dennis at any tournament is quite a lot. Do we go to Oslo to fly? Do we come to Gothenburg to fly? But I'm a little bit surprised at this match actually, because I thought Niels would have pushed Dennis a little bit. But maybe it's a learning curve for Niels here as well. He's in a position that he could qualify for something that would be totally fantastic for him, and it looks like he might have got to him a little bit. But it's learning, isn't it? Yeah,
it is definitely. With all the games comes experience. We've got two more of these European Tour qualifiers to go, and two more Pro Tour, two Pro Tour events this weekend as well. The average is about 14 difference between Dennis and Niels.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's a shame.
not quite putting in the performances that he's capable of. But
No.
you know, you got to lose some games to learn.
Yeah, but it's not over yet. But I think it'd be a pretty massive change in form for him to win this one now, especially the way Dennis is looking. He looks very calm. All right, so I'll have to get the iPad out and start booking some flights then to Saarbrücken. Where's the nearest airport to there then?
Saarbrücken. Oh, here we go. That's putting me on this. But where even is Saarbrücken in Germany?
I don't know. But anyway, let's not get ahead of ourselves. You never know. Dennis might have finishing line blues.
There is a Saarbrücken airport.
There is. Oh, all right. But this is good knowledge for whoever goes, because they're going to be asking.
Yeah, definitely. 26th to 28th of April, European Tour number 4. And then Graz in Austria will be the next tour, and Sindelfingen, Germany, the one after.
Okay. Excellent.
I'm waiting for the day one of the Icelanders graces.
Me too. Me too. It'll come. Actually, it's booming, isn't it?
Yeah.
In Iceland, especially since the Premier League and stuff like that. It's growing all the time and getting more popular. But we'll be going back there this year, so ourselves. So that's good.
August, I believe. Is that right?
Yes. So we'll have a midnight sun.
Yeah, it should be nicer than the weather in October. Let's put it that way.
It was a bit raw.
But I guess you're used to all that, you know, living in Sweden and visiting all the Nordic and Baltic countries.
Yeah, we was up in Uppsala for, I don't know what you call it, it's Super League. It was pretty raw up there, but Gothenburg's on the same sort of par as Glasgow. So it's a bit wet.
Niels Hansen, by the way, hitting tops for a 1-1-5, and if he's going to win, that's the way to do it. Yeah, Dennis does only need one more leg. Niels needs a 5.
They never take anything for granted. Every leg gives confidence, doesn't it? So
yeah, Mervyn King will tell you that in the Masters a good few years back now.
And James Wade in the Grand Slam.
James Wade in the Grand Slam.
Against Scott Waits. He was 81, wasn't he?
Something like that.
So 180, is it not? No.
Simon Whitlock, I seem to remember a few years ago, he was something like 8-1 down and ended up winning. I don't remember who that was, but yeah, these things do happen.
Yeah, when you get into one leg at a time mode, it's they sometimes relax. Got nothing to lose, have you? You've already lost. It's the flights. Have you been busy, Rob?
That's a good question. Have I been busy? Working, darts commentary. Yeah, I've been busy. Keeping up with all my darts. I've got the Masters, the PDC Masters, that's taking place today, so I'll have to record that.
Starts, isn't it? Dennis is on 1-2-1 for the match there.
And will he get 1-2-1 for the match? That's my question, Dean.
He does like a big outshot. He likes the ball. What should we say? Bull?
Yeah.
But he doesn't have to go that route. I hope he doesn't go that route.
Really?
He's going that route.
At least hit the treble 8.
Yeah. This might take a while. There you go. Making sure.
Indeed, he likes his double 18. So I don't imagine.
But Dennis is he's a real machine. He likes the game to be exactly how he's planned, and when there's a little bit of an off like that misstart there at the treble 11 or the 11, it does put him off a little bit. He's one player that takes what he does at home into a tournament, and he's there. We're off to Saarbrücken. How about that?
There you go. Put your flights, team.
There will.
Saarbrücken, 26th to 28th of April. This man, Dennis Nilsson, will feature.
Yeah.
He looked good on the way there as well. Fair play to him. And there's still another one to go. Half-time.
Halfway there. Coming up next, which will be very soon, because it was due to start 38 minutes ago, is the qualifier for European Tour number 5. That will be taking place in Graz in Austria. Can Nilsson do a Christopher Teichski and get back-to-back wins?
Let's hope so.
That Christopher Teichski back-to-back PC events, for me, was probably the highlight of the PDC calendar 2018.
It was fantastic in that room. To do that twice is... and not even have a tour card as well. Is
as a result of which he did have a tour. He got a tour card.
He did, but it just goes to show you don't have to have a tour card. It's you can do lots of damage just by being on the Challenge Tour, topping up the Players Championships. I think there's a lot more opportunities when you're on the Challenge Tour, to tell the truth. A lot more darts, and yeah, you maybe get yourself in a position where you don't even have to go to Q School. Which is exactly what Christoph did, didn't he? So, excellent.
Absolutely, indeed. Well, we are going to be cutting this stream off and refreshing a new stream for Euro Tour number 5. It's been brilliant to have you on board. Thank you very much for that, Dean.
Okay, Rob. And we'll talk later, probably.
Indeed, we will. More commentary, more stuff, more fun, more games. Until then, goodbye.